Hey friends, welcome back to another video in my van, of my life on the van. My life on the van. I wanted to take you along one of the longest trails I've done in Jalapeno so far, which is from South Spain, Malaga, to here in Germany. And then I realized the vlog was just gonna be me driving, like, all the time. That was all I was gonna do, because that's what I did for 3 days straight. And boy, did I underestimate that track to do alone. I did realize one thing, and that is that I keep on getting the same question on Instagram, mainly, which is, how do you stay safe as a solo female travel van lifer? Whatever you want to define me as. How do I stay safe when I live in this little wooden box on wheels? And I thought I would take you along in this video, sitting for the first time, and tell you a little bit about what I do to stay safe in here. So the very first thing I learned the hard way in van life is not to visit places or sleeping spots during the night. I always try to arrive during the day so I can check out where I'm standing, who's around me, what's around me, how I can get out, all that type of stuff, because I did make my experience of arriving at mountains at night in the middle of nowhere and realizing it's a sketchy place. So that's something you really want to avoid if you're traveling alone. Furthermore, I always park the van towards an exit, so if something happens and I feel unsafe, or my gut feeling just tells me to leave, I can always just jump in the driver's cabin and leave without a problem. I'm really lucky in Jalapeno here because I didn't close up the living area from the actual driver's cabin, because if I ever do feel in danger, it's important to me to be able to cross to the driver's seat without having to leave my van and expose myself to whatever is out there. Personally, I always try to listen to my gut. If your gut tells you to leave, leave. Same thing counts for whenever you have a weird contact with somebody, or you realize somebody weird around the van or like close to it, and maybe you have a weird conversation with somebody who asks weird questions. So yeah, before I park, I always observe around me, who's around me, what are they doing, do I feel like anything is off, and if I feel safe, I park my van. Okay, so another thing that I've been doing, and it feels kind of weird sometimes, I have to be honest, is I pretend to be married or have a boyfriend or be in a relationship because it sometimes is so much easier to deal with very questioning people on the streets. I mean, I love talking to people, and it's one of the things of travel I enjoy, but if somebody is really annoying, it is so much easier to just hold your hand up and show the ring and be like, hey, sorry. And they will leave so much easier than if you have to explain yourself, which, by the way, you don't have to, but they will keep asking. Same thing goes for when I leave my van to somewhere close to the van and I know somebody's observing me. I sometimes shout into the van like, I'll be back. And to be honest, I just realized, like, after that, why should I lock the van if my partner is in the van? And then I just shouted like, do you want me to close the door, honey? Oh yeah, I'll lock it for you, don't worry. and I lock it. That's weird. But yeah, it's one of the things that I do. And I just feel safer. I don't know if it works, but it makes me feel better, so I do it. To this topic, it's important to know you don't have to answer any questions to people. I was the first person who is a big people pleaser, and I always try to be nice and to answer all the questions, but the truth is you are not obliged to answer any questions to anyone. And sometimes you can be rude and you can say, I don't want to talk, or I want you to leave, and it's totally fine. When it comes to breaking into the van and smugglers and all that type of stuff, I do have my paranoia still after 7 months of living on the road. I still believe my van's gonna get broken into. So I always check the reviews of places I'm gonna stay at PARKUNIGHT. Are there reviews saying they got robbed? Does the place look sketchy? Many times people chill by parking lots and observe the cars. You can also take a look at that and see if they're doing weird observations on cars. And mostly if there's other RVs or campers parked somewhere, I feel safer because I know I'm gonna leave my van. Those people are there and they've seen me, so they know who belongs in that van, if that makes sense. Furthermore, I try not to use my sliding door on places where I don't feel fully safe, or like in cities, because I don't need people to know I'm living in here. And I feel like the sliding door is like a big thing of like, hey, this is my house. So I try to use the front doors and not let anyone peek into the van and see what's inside of it. Also don't usually set up camps. Like I don't put, I was gonna say chairs, I don't own chairs, but I don't put rugs outside or like my camping stove and all that stuff. The last thing is, if you post on social media like I do, don't post actual time. Like, if you are visiting a certain place, don't post your location. It just makes it so much easier for people to know where you are and come and approach you. I did have that experience once. I also had a stalker come up to my van, but that's a whole other story. That's why I would just recommend, if you're going to be posting and you're not with friends or people around you you really feel safe with, just don't post where you are and maybe post it the next day. Yeah, those are basically the main things I do to stay safe, apart from obviously owning some weapons and some pepper spray that I've been hiding in my van. If I do feel unsafe, I will not hesitate to spray somebody who's speaking into my van. Those are the main things that I do to stay safe for now, after 7 months on the road. I'm pretty sure there will be more things adding to the list as I keep traveling, especially in different types of countries and cultures. I hope you could have a little bit of inspiration about how to feel safe, because I did watch a lot of videos like this before I moved into the van. Other than that, thanks for joining my very first talking video. It feels weird because I'm hyper energetic and I like to move, but it was a good thing to do and try out, so yeah, I hope you're having a wonderful day, and I will see you in my next video with some more action.